Stop exchanging energy with negative people. Understand that when you're positive and upbeat and you come across someone that's negative and then you feel negative afterwards, you exchanged energy with them. You traded off your positive energy with their negative energy, and you walked away with the L. So when we look at these philosophies like stoicism and overall self-control, of emotional mastery, well, understand that your emotions are energy in emotions, and when you project that onto others, the energy and motion that you projected will cause either disarray or positive emotions to be invoked in the individual. So understand that you are a repository of energy. Your mind is a repository of energy. And if you are walking around with profuse amounts of negative energy, then you are also contaminating the environment with that negative energy. So when you encounter a positive person and you leave with a positive effect, it's because they traded their energy with yours. And if it's a positive plus positive, that means more positivity. So we need to understand that when we deal with people, we are constantly exchanging energy. So when we look at these negative people or positive people that they surround themselves around negative people, yeah, they're truly just exchanging negative energy, which in truth, that positive person is just a negative person, but in front of your eyes, in front of your perception, they're trying to form themselves into a form that deems itself positive in front of you. So that's where we have to key in on our intuition, or well, essentially just our rationality to deduct if that person is truly what they seem to be, or if that person is lying and impersonating someone that they're not to look a certain way in front of your eyes. So when we look at energy exchanges, you have to be aware to the fact of who you're dealing with. And the person you can be dealing with, the person you can be exchanging energy with, is someone as simple as your family member, your mother, your father. They get home, they're angry from work, and then they project that negative energy onto you. Now you're walking around negative. Now you're going to school, projecting that negativity onto the teacher. I mean, what do you think these disrespectful children, these disrespectful students are doing? You think that disrespect, that disregard for self, the indulgence of negative, destructive habits is normal? No, that's an abnormal thing. These people are walking around abnormal. This is an abnormal situation, an abnormal circumstance, and these people are projecting their abnormality, their inferior tendencies onto other people. Because understand that I'm not calling you inferior. Negativity, being negative, being mean, being disrespectful, yeah, that's an inferior thing, because the most positive people, truly positive, constructing and building their lives, there's a difference from constructive positivity and negativity. Negativity is demolition and positivity is volition. So when we are getting pissed off because we have to attain certain things that co-reside and cohere to our will, if we're walking around pissed off, well, it's because we're so deep into our volition. We are so positive that we're pissed off. Imagine being so positive that you're pissed off, right? You want to do good so bad that now you're actually pissed off. Now that's a different level of vibration. I mean, when you look at the people in the gym, do you think they're Hello Kitty positive? No, these people are positive in the most masculine, ferocious way. And those are the men who carry the boats. I quote David Goggins. Those are the men who are going to run into a burning building and save your life. Those are the men who are going to show up with the guns and arrest who needs to be arrested, because that is what true positivity is. It's being more than yourself. It's being unselfish. It's being constructive. It's being able to help. And helping yourself takes form in that. A lot of people would see the loudness or the corrodeness or the I don't know, the power, the yelling and the and the pissed offness, and they would form an assumption on that being negative. But in reality, we're doing everything in our possible, in our verdict, to allow us to transcend ourselves. And if that takes being pissed off to double down and become more, then that's what we're gonna do. But what we don't do is we don't take away from others. We're not gonna sit there and try to beat on you, try to destroy you. We're not gonna try to be jealous or envious and then project that onto you in passive aggressive ways. No, we're positive people. We're building our lives in the image of our best self. And sometimes that's going to take being pissed off, because you're going to have to get shit done that's going to piss you off. So when we look at energy exchanges, if you're overly positive and you come across someone that's negative, they're going to project that negativity onto you. And if you project that just off the chart positivity onto them, they won't be able to handle that. So we have to be intelligent. We have to be able to deduce and deduct what our situation is, what circumstances unfolding in front of us. If you're in a room with two negative people that you know are negative in nature, meaning their neutrality, their neutral dwelling state is negative, their neutral dwelling state is negative, and always trying to deduct, trying to take away. Oh, if that inspires you, I'm going to tell you to do something else, because honestly, I don't give a fuck about your vision, and I want to project my hatred of self onto you. That's what it is in essence. That is hatred in essence, because hatred is a magnetic force. When we look at a battery, negative and positive, when we look at magnetics, negative and positive, positivity attracts, negativity repels. So when you have somebody repelling the vision that God gave you to go and fulfill in this life, they are hating you in a passive aggressive sense. So you can't call them out and say, oh, you're hating me. No, you're going to have to man the fuck up. You're going to have to double down on your positivity. You're going to have to understand that they got the shitty end of their stick, and you're just going to have to keep it pushing. You're going to have to go your own route. You're going to have to walk through the woods in the darkness, and you're going to have to carve your own path without a path. You see, they want to give you the path everyone's walked. But that path, it's not as beautiful, and you wouldn't discover as much if you walk the path that no one walked. Now you know, now you see, now you do shit that no one else has done. So you have to walk the path, you have to create the path that has not been created, and through that, you will discover what others haven't. You see, they want to play it safe in life, but all they're doing is choosing to lose. We'll take the risk because we'll know we'll win. So, again, when you deal with these people, understand that you are constantly energy exchanging, and it's like sometimes you really want to avoid people so you don't energy exchange with them. And again, environment is a key factor on your mental development. So when we look at people with mental deficits, mental defects, when we look at people who can't control their emotion, when we look at people who lash out on others, when we look at people who have these neuroses problems, it's because they learned that and picked that up from their environment. They weren't born that way. They saw it, and now they project it because they weren't intelligent enough to induce or to educere, to educo, the Latin derivative for educate, a figurative solution. Educere means to draw out a solution. They haven't figured out that. Like, don't let their age fool you. These people are fools in the embodiment, in the body of an old man. Like, these people are 40, 50, 60, but their consciousness is 12, 15, 10. Like, you have to understand that they're just doing the bare minimum of what they should be doing. Thus, they're going to project that onto you. So you do the most. You throw it in their face as much as possible, and you keep pushing. You keep aligned with your best outcome, and you let your nuts fucking drag as you continue to better yourself and do the most for yourself to gain as much as you can in this life and to develop the character you always needed. You see, people can't speak like me because people don't do what I do. You see, it might come across as whatever you perceive it to be, but In reality, you couldn't even talk this way, or maybe not you, but I see people in my brain that is corresponding me to say this. You can't talk like how I do because you don't do what I do. So you don't know what I know. So like, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and you should be able to do the same thing too. And if you see this as a negative thing, this is obviously not for you, because there's people that see this as positive, then they extract the value from it, and then they put their own swag into it, and now they have their own mixture of what they can do with it. But you should be tapping in to this deepness of volition, this deepness of will, because this mindset is the mindset you need to get yourself on the path you want to be on in life. Because there's gonna be people waiting for you to fail. There's gonna be people that's waiting, just waiting. They can't wait for you to fail. They want to be right so bad. They rather hate and destroy and demolish than love and fixate and help you create, because their life isn't created in the image of their best self, so they don't want yours to be created in your image of best self. And they can't even fathom the fact that your life is being created in the image of their best self, because in their mind that's unperceivable, because what's being perceived has to be comprehended. And if you can't comprehend what is being perceived, then you won't have any understanding on what's being perceived, so you won't understand what's being seen. So you'll just translate what's being seen into your own subconscious translation, and your subconscious translation is what you see in your life. And if you're seeing corrodedness, if you're seeing abruption, if you're seeing destruction in your life, then you're gonna naturally project that onto others, because that's what your mind is telling you to do, because you're profusely indulged in what takes away instead of what allows you to gain, and you're unaware to that fact. So there's different levels of being aware. There's different levels of comprehending. There's different levels of knowing. So when we deal with these people, just understand that you are constantly exchanging energies. So make sure that you don't exchange negative energy, but keep it short, keep it on the front end, and just keep to your will, keep to your volition, and keep it pushing. If you want to surround yourself around like-minded individuals, go ahead and click the link in the description to the Patreon. We're building a community with like-minded individuals, and we launched the Patreon a couple of days ago. Go ahead and set yourself in. Go ahead and claim your spot as an OG, and understand that we're dropping gems in there. We're dropping knowledge to help you continue growing in life, and it'll be in the comments as well. So go ahead, check out the Patreon, and if you want to surround yourself around like-minded individuals, if you want to learn, if you want to deep dive into the subjects we talk about, then go ahead and click the link and own that spot of being an OG in the Self-Improvement Club community. Peace.